So now we know that sword's declared and stuff. We need to create this item red sword that we haven't created yet. So what we need to do is to highlight it and click create class, click finish, and now we need to find a class inside your net.microsoft source folder called item sword. Double click that and then select Control A and Control C and then paste that inside our item red sword. And then we need to change things like this, so it says item sword, that should be item red sword, and then copy that name and paste it here. It says public item sword, and that's item red sword class setup. And if you saw at the start, I removed all these notation stuff, but just to make the tutorial quick, I won't remove these. And now what we have to do to this, so this is basically saying that all the things that a sword has, this will have. But now what we need to do is to add one thing that will make this different from a normal sword, which is why we don't want to edit the original item sword. That would make all the other swords like this one, but we want this one to be unique. So what we need to do is to scroll down. You'll see like public item red sword constructor, public folk get strength versus block constructor, and then the third one, public boolean hit entity. This is the one we want. And basically what we want to say is, which says par 1 item damage item. Below that, but before the return true, we want to put whatever was here, so par 2, so what was next entity living there, par 2 entity living, so we want to put par 2 entity living, and we put dot, and now we need to put set fire, and to put semicolon just so there's no errors, and then for this par 1 here, we need to replace that with the amount of half hearts of damage it will do. So if I put 20, it means that this fire will set the mob on fire until it's until it has done 20 half of damage onto the mob, unless obviously it dies. So like we know that a chicken has something like 6 half hearts or something, so 3 full hearts. So this will like carry on until it's got to 10 full hearts of damage, but because the chicken would have already died, the fire will just go out. But something like a zombie which has 10 full hearts of damage, this means that this will not go out on the mob until 10 full hearts of damage have done on it, which will technically mean that it will die. But at the same time, we can still hit it with our sword and do some damage to it at the same time as this burning it to death. So that's our item red sword class done. And if you want to, just to clean up the code, you can just remove these notation marks, but I'm just going to leave them here.